All right, welcome back to Sunrise. Mr. Oji Philip is here with us. He's a tax analyst. Thank you for coming on today on the program.
Thank you very much.
So the talk continues about the tax. The National Assembly also weighing in. The governors have been briefed severally, so they're still going back and forth as to should they stand it down, how will it play out in the public hearing, which appears to be the next stage in the National Assembly. So for you, what do you think?
Thank you very much for having me. Well, like you can see, this is what I have been telling the National Assembly for the past 7 years. Whatever you see that is playing out, I say it earlier, that the way we are going, at a point we will be choked because we are not doing the right thing. The bill I am pushing to do, if it had come to be, you will see all these things. There must be a platform to build the economy of a country to be effective, efficient. Because if the platform is not prepared, you will be seeing all this moving from one point to another. The reason why I may like to educate us or sensitize Nigerians is that the quarrel between government and the people, always in tax in every country, is that it's a concern of two people's business. The person paying you and the person collecting the tax, which is government. When they are not in one line or they are not in tandem with what they want to do, they will trouble, which is what is going on. My friend, Professor Taiwo Edele, we know each other for about 4 years before he was appointed as a president committee chairman, all right? So I live in Singapore. Most of these countries don't have natural resources, but yet they are fine because they have equitable, efficient taxation system that will guarantee people paying tax with ease. You know, see that the inflow will come on its own because enforcement in tax is expensive, while voluntary compliance is cheap.
Okay.
So whatever thing you are seeing in the National Assembly now, until they do the right thing, otherwise this bill will not go.
What is the right thing?
The right thing to do was, there are a lot of things you want to go and do you have to go to the Constitution to repair or to amend or structure it, because it's like putting the cart before the horse. All right. So there's something they must do. Whatever grievances,
what is it that they must do?
What's this thing?
What they should do is that let them not be in a hurry to pass this bill. A lot of ambiguous policies are there. I'm an expert too. Like now, people discuss much about this sharing. I don't like going there because I have no money. We are running a deficit budget, so what we should be talking, what can we do to make money, which is what my concern is. Now, if you look at what is going on, National Inspector General for Tax Crime Commission, which is the bill I authored, I come from Singapore. I was pushing it for 8th Assembly, 9th Assembly, 10th Assembly, and they passed first and second reading in the 9th Assembly. Then this time around, it has passed second reading again by the Deputy Speaker, Right Honorable Benjamin Carl, with 8 other members from different parties, because he called me. I told him to call people from different political parties. This is a national concern. It's also supposed to be...
What was your bill seeking to correct?
It's seeking to come and have a tax inspector.
For what purpose?
For the purpose of connecting with the OECD tax inspectors without border.
Isn't that stipulated in this recent bill?
It's not there. The only thing what Taiwo did was to remove, because he said, send your memo to us, which I did, but he took 2 of my recommendations, he took them. What he accepted was Nigeria Revenue Service. I said, it's Nigeria people's money, Commonwealth, not federal.
Just in nomenclature.
No, let me come now. Is it not there? They call it one of the bills. So I'm telling you why you should know that I know what they are doing. The only thing is that some of my recommendations, they didn't take it. Like the ombudsman you see there, conflict resolution is one of the departments in the agency I attend that we should create. Like the United States, they have Internal Revenue Service and Treasurer Inspector General for Tax Administration. You see the difference? Because if you go to UK, they have His Majesty Revenue and Custom, and you have House of Common Treasurer Committee. In Australia, they have Australia Tax Office. Then they have Inspector General of Taxation of Australia. That even will make sure that some of these monies that we are, like now, we can access our fair share in our brothers and sisters who own company. Some people are very close to, like Dangote, Richard Dangote. So what is the area I'm telling you that we can make over $50 billion in a year?
All right. What is
and all the sense you see them.
What is the difference? I mean, what will the ombudsman? What's the difference between what the ombudsman, which they've adopted, will do, and what the inspector, which you're proposing, will do?
Yeah, I say the ombudsman. Let me tell you, it has what I am advocating for is independent revenue inspectorate agency of Nigeria that will have 6 departments. The first department, investigation, audit, inspection and evaluation, mission support that will look like police inside, because you cannot hire outside police if you want to do the right job. It's a collective job. Then office of the ombudsman and office of the chief counsel. So him to remove only the ombudsman and put further in the revenue. Can somebody oversight his organ? You have to be independent. I call him and say you are wrong. You don't supposed to do that. Nigerians are concerned to know why are they paying and they are saying they're not seeing money. People are already paying with their blood and you're complaining you have no money. You're adding money from 7% that was difficult to pay to 10, then 12.5, and which means you are saying your trouble have not started. I don't like it.
Let me understand what you want. What you're advocating for is an independent ombudsman.
Independent inspectorate agency. The ombudsman is a department.
Okay, so what does is that because you believe that the FIRS is government controlled? It doesn't have the ability to be independent and fair?
No, that's what I mean.
Okay, so what do you need an independent one for? Why don't we just tweak a few things in the FIRS?
Which is, I will tell you, please, can we take a case study? Because this is I'm teaching people. In the United States in 1919, they created CID of IRS, carry gun, inside IRS. They created, in 1921, they created GAO, Government Accountability Office, inside IRS. In 1956, they created Ombudsman of the IRS, inside IRS. In 1956, they created Taxpayers Advocate. All this is, you will be doing it, but yet you will see that people will still be telling you. So far, the Commissioner of Internal Revenue Service of United is still the person to tell you what to do. That is still one-sided because the concern of the taxpayers is very important. Their perception is pivotal.
One thing you said in the beginning of this conversation, sorry, sir. One of the things that you said in the beginning of this conversation was that you wanted these tax bills, because I want us to focus on that.
We can do that, yes.
You were saying that the bills should be put aside for now.
I didn't say so.
You said that there's something that should be stepped down for now because there were ambiguous areas that needed to be fixed.
Yes, but if you allow me finish this place, you get me well.
No, I want to be able to get you in succinctly.
Okay.
What are these ambiguous areas that you feel need to be addressed? Because what we're hearing over the past few weeks is that the issue is this derivation bit. That is the part where the governors are very upset, and that's what we saw the NEC also having issues with. So what areas do you think need to be tweaked, and what do you make of these arguments about derivation?
Okay, you see this in, I'll call it sharing, because that's the only thing that Nigeria love doing. How will I share what you don't have? You come and charge us 10% to go and pay our services in the where we borrow money, is what the thing means. Otherwise, we can charge 5% and make more money. I'm against that additional money. I'm just telling you the areas that are not correct. If you have done what I tell you to do now, you may go back to 5% or 3% like Ghana. If you make international money worth $50 billion, do you need to be adding money in tax? It's wrong. And I know they will listen to me. Already I've addressed Ariwa Elders Forum the other day. I went, they allow me to talk. Can you imagine an Igbo man to go and talk in the Hausa circle? They listen to me. So what I'm saying is that we are talking about, look, let me tell you, anything you call progressive tax, anything called purchasing, maybe all these charges and whatever is regressive. Nobody should deceive us. Whatever thing you charge somebody, it will tally it to whatever he's doing. And when the commoners or wage earners will buy, that thing you see there will still reflect in what they are buying. It's against us. So I know that we can make money without necessarily adding money in tax. I'm an expert too.
So what point is it I say you wanted to finish?
I wanted to
You said you wanted to finish a certain point so that we can get you clear.
I was finishing is when she says is important. What I'm saying is that when United States did this thing till they were the highest in the world in adding money in their tax, I'm trying to tell you a case story that you will be able to know that we can survive. I'm sure of that one. Now, because of this thing, in 1998, they now said we will scrap IRS. We don't know what they're doing, and some of them said no. Let us create an independent inspectorate agency of tax that will be a watchdog to the legislative side of government, because there's nothing a legislator or in Committee on Finance in National Assembly will tell you that he will do to oversight federal revenue. The information is not there. Meanwhile, if you do the right thing, you will see that the agency I'm talking about will copy a report to National Assembly. This is what is going, because what the agency does is to collect receipt. We are now in an electronic world. So whatever you pay to federal revenue, you hit somebody's independent server. Are you getting me? That independent server will make people to believe in the system. People will believe in the system. Let me tell you, Nigeria don't believe in federal revenue. They may be pretending, but that's the truth.
Let's look at...
let's have tax inspector, and the money will come. You stop what this is, will stop.
Let's look at this, some of the clauses in this tax bill before the National Assembly.
Okay.
I know you said that some of those things need to change, but if you look at this one, I hope you can see that clearly. Look at the screen. So these are some of the sections of which they want to adjust. So this is the VAT area, the incremental VAT area, which the government wants to adjust a few things.
Yeah.
So we're going to come to allow you shed a little more light on this particular part, because it's a critical area in what needs to be done. But before then, I'd like to let our viewers on the DSTV platform know that we're going to join the National Dialogue on Local Government and Constitution Amendments, which is happening live. But for our other viewers on the other platforms, Sunrise Daily continues. So, all right. So, talk to us about what you've just seen. The VAT, that section. Oh, okay, guys. Can we have that slide back
if
again?
You like, there it is. If you have it there, read it there.
Okay, so let
read.
So you can't see this?
No, I don't see it.
Okay, so what you're seeing here now is section. Okay, go ahead and read it for him.
Okay, section 146 progress to proposes to release the value-added tax from 7.8% to.
Can you see this?
Okay. So propose to raise the value-added tax from 7.5% to 10% by 2025, increase to 12.5% from 2026 to 2029, and 15% from 2030. Also introduces a derivation-based VAT distribution system. And that actually brings me to my next question, which has to do with Governor Zulum, who we heard just recently say that, look, it's only Lagos and Rivers that will enjoy this situation. The Southeast will not, the Southwest will not. What do you make of that stand? Especially, and it's not just him. We've heard this from lots of northern governors as well.
Yeah. I would like to deal with that additional money. Because you don't talk about, this sharing is not supposed to be an issue here. They are just, I don't know why they bother about this money. There's no money. Let me tell you.
They're not sharing.
7 point. I'm saying
okay, the increase.
The increase.
Okay.
The increase. You don't discuss about the increase, you're not doing it.
We'll get to that.
But it's the first thing I saw.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So go ahead.
So the first thing is that moving from 7.5% to 10%, I am not in support because it won't bring money. There is no accountability and transparency in the taxation system of Nigeria. If GDB can withhold tax for 8 years, their VAT for 8 years, are they actually covering up? Just what happened in the National Assembly, there was a heat-up agreement. Go and pay that money. They say we don't know that what they call it? They say the system did not separate it. They were thinking they are paid. Let me tell you. Until we have account of what we are collecting, we are wasting our time. The only thing the person can do it is in petrol tax. That is independent in another person's office. Another one you want me to treat, I will treat it. But I'm still telling you that talk about the money first. Now, you see these people, they are saying about whether Lagos will take everything. I don't want to it's a discussion that we can come together and do. And somebody try to force it to people. I don't like it. I would have rather support if 19, even if 5 governors are saying no, they should be listened to. They're subnational, right? So let us see that we may not pass this bill this year, that some people want it. It could be maybe May, because these things you see, they go to treat this particular derivation of whatever. It's still in the constitution what you will do before you really talk about doing it. It's not about the bill itself. I'm sure my friend did not know the implication of the concerns inside the constitution we have. That will have to be treated first before you talk about doing this. I'm not against anybody. What I'm thinking is that, what do we tell Nigerians so that they and government will come in one table? Because right now they are quarreling. I have the capacity to explain what will make them to know what each other can do.
Okay, we heard a lot of people say they have the capacity, but just hold on.
Not bringing money.
Ayo has got some. Ayo has questions for you. Ayo, go ahead.
Chamberlain, listening to you here now, Mr. Ojifilo, some people will be wondering exactly what side of the divide you are. On the one hand, he's your friend. On the other hand, you don't like what he's doing. Anyway, as you said, it's about Nigeria. Now, there are those who are proponents of this bill for one particular reason. It will favor the younger, the poor, the vulnerable a lot more than the rich. And there are those who are saying that it's because the so-called rich will be taxed. That is why there is so much noise, so much hullabaloo about the issues being raised in the bill. How do you respond to that?
Well, at the end of the whole thing, I'm thinking the tax is much regressive than some people don't know. The rich, whoever is saying that the tax regime now is against the rich also is not saying the truth. The truth of the matter is that it was the poor that will still go suffer it. Another thing is that I normally call my friend, like I told you before, we talk, we disagree on points, and he knows what I'm saying. We should talk about where to get money. And again, to add VAT from 7.5% to 10 will compound our problem. I know that one. And even all this...
just 1 second, sir. Compared to what happens in other climes, if you look at the tax system, tax regime that we have in our country today, compared to what happens in so-called developed countries, what is the difference that you see? And what do you think we need to do? Because there are those who are saying, look, what happens in other climes is what the effort that is being made here, and yet everyone is kicking against it. So if you would compare the tax system in other climes to what we have in the country now and what is being proposed, what are your thoughts?
My opinion for more than 8 years or 7 years now was that tax inspector, which is to say, let tax be transparent. Let the owners of this tax, the National Assembly, which is the parliament, and the Nigerian people,
no, Mr. Oji,
know
I
what is
want
happening
you to
in the money
speak
they are
to
paying.
the specific question that I asked. If you would compare what happens in other climes.
Okay, let me compare America.
Please, go ahead.
Let me tell you what I've been saying before I get to this place. Let me tell you. In America, they have Internal Revenue Service, and they have Treasurer Inspector General for Tax Administration, TICTA of the United States, that will enable you to be able to tax people like Binance. Like now, Nigeria don't have power to tax cryptocurrency. Even the so-called legal framework they are preparing, the mechanism is yet to be there because we are nowhere to be found. Because the president said it when he sent the vice president to hunger. He said, can you people give us a platform we can join you to be able to tax cryptocurrency? It shows that the president didn't tell him there was something called OECD UNDP tax inspector without border. If you don't have tax inspector, independent tax inspector in your country, you cannot be part of that information sharing that will give you this money I'm talking about. That even the other day they called me in the UK and said the money you are calling 50 billion, Nigeria is losing over that type of money. We are losing close to $400-something billion in a year. We may not even be paid. We pay broad-based tax, small tax that people will pay money without going to give them tax waiver. All this tax waiver is a scam. You give someone the tax waiver, you used to import chemical and sell and not even having a factory. This is the type of thing we are running here. I am telling you, until we are transparent to make the money. We talk about this sharing. I don't want to dwell in sharing for now. Don't want.
But you haven't really spoken, you haven't really answered the question that I asked. Because there are those who are, a good number of people are saying, okay, some believe that this is good for us, some believe this is not good for us. But both parties go to other climes and they see that things are very, very expensive in these other climes. And they know that to a large extent, some of it is as a result of internally generated revenue in these other climes. And a lot of it is about taxations, about levies, about sales taxes and all those things. That's the question that I'm asking. How close are we to those other clients?
I will clear it now. Let us use a Ghana case study to teach you what I'm saying. Are you listening to me? Now, let me tell you. Ghana have been, about 3 years, not up to 3 years now, their VAT was 17%. You didn't give them money. Until they launch Foreign Account Tax Compliance Act that will give you money in dollar. Mr. Dedeji said the other day that they are only generating naira in their revenue. Only oil and gas give them dollar. How will you be trying to cushion the dollar rise by borrowing money? We can make over $50 billion. This is what I want you to understand, sir. Why is Ghana going back to 3% VAT? Is it not because they make international money in tax? Nigeria don't generate anything internationally in tax. Don't we have brothers and sisters who pay their taxes overseas? Are they not more plenty than Ghana? I will not stop shouting because our people are dying. Increment in tax is 0. I don't like anybody adding money to what we are passing through right now. That's what I'm saying, and I need to talk to the governors I know this station can do that for me. Let them come, let me teach them. They will school them. I know it. They are governors, they are not tax expert. I am a tax expert. We will charge low price and get more money. Do you know the meaning of getting $50 billion, that is something trillion naira? Will you not pay salary of 500,000 naira minimum wage? And if the thing is expensive in the market, people will be able to buy. I even want to meet Judge later this week. Let me tell him that he should join me. Let us get tax inspector with that border and get money. And our people will feel free and do their business.
All right, let's wind down with this one. What section of the Constitution did you say needs to be adjusted before they address the tax bill?
I'm not a tax lawyer. I can't climb it to come here, but I tell you, I went through it. Even Taiwo will not argue it with me.
So what did he say, the part you went through?
That thing you see there is saying something that need to address, because if you don't do it, what happened during
what did he say?
The Constitution?
Yeah, the part you say they need to address.
You have more than 3 or 4 clauses. I don't want to quote anything. I'm telling you that if they don't work on the Constitution, they may not be able to do this.
What parts do they work on?
The derivation.
What
the area of increase, I've said I don't want it. It's not good. It's not even going to work. It's not good for us. But the derivation of where the money will be and where the money will not be is an issue here, which I'm in my thinking. I'm saying that we are just sharing empty treasure. We don't have money.
Are you talking about section 163 or 165?
If you put me there, I won't go. I can't do that here. I'm
all right,
telling
Mr. Philip Oji.
There's something called that place. You go there, you see it.
All right, Mr. Philip Oji Philip, tax analyst. Thank you for talking to us.
Thank you very much.
All right, there you go. That wraps up the show today. We do thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time. I'm Chamberlain, so goodbye. And before we go, just 2 things. Just so you know that the malaria vaccine has been incorporated into the routine vaccination for children, and it's in Bayelsa and Kebbi states, and they're pushing for it to be around the country, so we're looking forward to that one. And of course, this is the anniversary. Today is 1 year of the Tudumbiri incident, Chamberlain. And we're hearing from Kaduna State government that they rebuilt that community. So we'll be following up on that story, but I want to thank you very much for being with us on the program. I'm Kayla Magwa. Have a great week ahead. And I'm Ayo Makinde. Do have a great, beautiful, and productive week.